In this video, we'll write the Lewis structure for KCl, that's potassium chloride. The first thing we need to notice is that we have a metal, potassium, and chlorine, a nonmetal. When we have a metal and a nonmetal, that's an ionic compound, and they're going to transfer valence electrons. So that's important. We'll draw the Lewis structure a little bit differently than if we had two nonmetals. So we'll put K right here for our potassium, and then we'll put Cl next to it. Potassium is in group 1 on the periodic table, and that means it has 1 valence electron. So let's just put that right there. And then chlorine, that's in group 17, sometimes called 7A. It has 7 valence electrons. So let's put those around the chlorine. So each one of these elements wants to have an octet, a full outer shell with 8 valence electrons. So because the chlorine has 7 and the potassium only 1, the potassium is going to transfer that valence electron to the chlorine. So now the chlorine has 8 valence electrons. Because it lost an electron, and electrons are negative, the potassium is going to have a +1 charge. We usually just write plus. We'll also put brackets around the potassium, the K here, to show that this is an ion. Chlorine, on the other hand, it gained an electron. So now it has 8, and since it's gained an electron, that means it's going to have a negative charge. So let's put a negative up there for the -1 charge for the chlorine. And again, we need to put brackets around this. And that makes this the Lewis structure for KCl, potassium chloride. Because we have this plus here and this minus, those are attracted. And that's why those two stick together in that ionic bond. They're attracted, they're opposites. Note that KCl represents what's called a formula unit. It's one part of a crystal. If we looked at KCl in a solid, in a salt, it would look like this. Nevertheless, it's a useful way to look at how the electrons are transferred in this ionic compound. This is Dr. B with the Lewis structure for KCl, potassium chloride. Thanks for watching.